The whole point is we're back to like hot, pretty, blue-eyed, blonde-haired woman doing ads again for national organizations. The Fruit of the Loom logo. What is it?
Fucking cornucopia.
Apparently, no, it's not.
Wait, what?
I don't care what. I actually don't even care what the justification is. Just make it a good one so it sticks in the media.
He's already not set up right at all.
He has 3 spotters.
It was a giant anti-war peace book. Like, that's what it was. And then he just made this, like, badass film that literally didn't go with what the book was.
Nothing.
Truly, like, the essence of it, and it was awesome.
What's
That was
up,
a good
everybody?
intro.
Thanks, man. What's up, everybody?
I was genuinely vibing with that. That was good on that.
Welcome back to your favorite Monday night podcast, 5 till midnight. Everybody in the chat, what's up? Today we're doing a little something different. We're going to be having, or Sam and I pretty much going to be having a debate with our boy Blamick over here, who is, I would call a secularist, I guess. Someone who believes religion is not good for society. And Sam and I are obviously on the other end of that. So I guess to start, Blamick, why don't you give us your thoughts on why I guess secularism is the way to go and religion isn't the way to go?
Wait, let's get very specific on this. Very specific.
Why are you putting gloves on? You know what? This is what he does. Don't worry. Just ignore him. Just go.
It's locking in. This is ritual. It's how I lock in. Get it on there. Yep. OJ Simpson it. Yep. There you go. All right. Yeah. So I feel
what are
like
your main arguments? Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, it's just really I'm focusing strictly on Christianity and like all of that. I'm really just debating heavily on Christianity, but I feel like a lot of religions, especially the Abrahamic ones that follow along with Christian beliefs, were not great, and they were made to control and to put people's faith outside of themselves.
Okay,
so that they can't fight against tyranny.
So we want to talk about Christianity, right? But when you say that Christianity specifically as a religion is like worse, then you're kind of highlighting or you're putting above other religions like implicitly, right?
Well, Christianity is the leading religion in America and probably around the world, to be honest. So that's really just why I'm focusing on that. And also I grew up within Christianity and all that, so I know a bit more about that. You know, I want to read into other books, but right now it's just the Christianity beliefs.
All right, can I ask you a question?
What's up, man?
Off the rip, where did you get your morals from?
My morals.
Don't worry about him. Go.
Sorry.
This is what I was talking about.
Shut up. We're gonna get into everything. Go ahead.
No, I've seen the moral side to the argument. I grew up going to school and seeing throughout history, slaves getting beat and tortured, and I saw, well, that's just not great. That's my morals right there. I mean, just seeing that and understanding that pain against another life form is egregious.
Where are you seeing slavery from?
What is specific about Christianity for that? Because slavery's existed pretty much everywhere in the world since agriculture started. So.
Yeah, man. We see let me pull it up. I have it.
Like Christians are the only ones who ever ended the slave trade.
That's true.
We'll see in Leviticus 25, 44 through 46, as for your male and female slaves whom you may have.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I agree with you. It's in there. Like it's also in Islam and Judaism. Like
I know I need to get to those. Yeah.
The prophet of Islam, like, so if we're saying that Christianity is bad because they did these things, I feel like we have to establish, like, if they're not unique amongst all of the other world religions, even if we don't want to talk about them, then, like, what is specifically then bad about Christianity?
Well, I also want to interject real quick about the do you know the context of that passage?
Fucking irrelevant, dude. Jesus.
No, it's not.
No, it's
not
irrelevant because every culture on earth had slaves.
Well, that's true.
Christianity is the only one to end it. So why does it matter what the context is?
Because a lot of people like Blamick like to bring that up, but it's very out of context thing.
Christians did what?
Christians didn't necessarily end it like off rip.
Well, they did. I mean, it was Christians that ended the slave trade. It was the United Kingdom, Great Britain in 1815. They were the first ones to do it globally, and they actually did that punitively, and they fought dozens of wars to end the slave trade as it continued in Islamic and sub-Saharan Africa.
Well, yeah, as humanity grew, we saw that slavery was not good and it was morally unjust.
Well, it
But
was
throughout-
Christians. It was the only Christians
right.
that did it.
Muslims
Can you
weren't
name,
doing
like,
it.
No other religion ever ended slavery.
Okay, but also this religion also like was it Christopher Columbus was some sort of Christian, right?
Well, some people think
Spaniard.
he was Jewish, but it's a
Same
conspiracy.
God.
No, it's not the same God. Christians believe that
Not.
Christians believe that in the Trinity, they believe that Jesus Christ is God. Jews don't
Mhm.
believe that Jesus Christ is God. It's not the same God.
That they kind of got him
Well,
killed.
Jesus is not God; he's the Son.
Yeah. No, he's God.
Jesus is the
This is
Son, the
core
God, and the Holy
foundational-
Spirit, and that is the single thing
Yeah.
that Christians most agree on. Basically every Christian believes in the Nicene Creed, which is the Trinity. So Jesus Christ is God, and Jews have a different God.
You have some Protestant sects that don't agree with the Trinity, and they believe like the unilateral and all this, but that's not.
Everyone thinks
the-
they're heretics,
Right.
officially.
That's not the core creed of Christianity. The core creed of Christianity is God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. It's all one thing. He is God.
Well, of course they're all connected. I can get behind that. Of course.
Well,
It's
no,
the-
like,
so
it's not-
the
they're
Holy
not
Spirit,
connected. They
Literally,
are.
he is God.
That's what Christians
Right. That's
believe.
what we believe. There is no connection.
Oh,
the
so-
connection
so-
is there. It's one.
Well, they're
guy.
connected, but they're also are.
So
Right.
God killed himself on earth. Well, not killed himself, but led to his death, his crucifixion.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, 100%.
That's a lot of people that I talk to actually. Some of them disagree on that a little bit. That's
Right,
good
but
to know that.
I think
We
it's
would
kind
look
of a
at them
semantic
as wrong,
difference.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
'Cause, like that's why I prefaced it with there's some Protestant because Christianity breaks into like 1,000 branches, right?
Oh
So you
yeah.
have like some Protestant sects that are like, well, actually, it's God is separate, and we go, well, you're wrong. You don't care what you say about it. Very truthfully,
But-
it just is what it is.
Can we get back to the slavery? Like,
Yeah,
it was only Christians that ended slavery in the world. Like, there were a few other times when slavery was ended, but it was Christians who ended it worldwide, basically for good. Like, it still exists today, mostly
actually,
non-Christian countries.
more today than in past. There's
More today in
slavery
absolute
today
numbers. In absolute numbers,
than
but
ever
also
before.
They're counting things that I would argue, yes, are slavery in like the United Arab Emirates, in like Saudi Arabia, but it's not exactly the same type of thing. But that's always been true. So, like, if every culture on earth, essentially, at least during agriculture, has slavery, and Christians are the only culture that ended slavery, then why is it even worth noting that Christianity had slavery?
Well, it's not to. Don't get me wrong. There are great Christians out there, of course. There's many of the great people followed that religion, and many others followed other religions. There is when you go and you look at people, you have to be very personalized and understand that yes, they follow this religion, but they are also a good person. But when it comes to looking at the biblical text in general, morally, it is okay to own a slave and to assault them without killing them, of course.
But that's in every culture on earth. That's not specific. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's in the Bible. It's in the Old Testament. It's in the New Testament. But doesn't that also indict Jews in the same way?
I mean, any slavery is wrong in any sense, brother.
Right. So, but every culture on earth in agriculture, like, please name me one. There's a few quick blips in history. Like, the longest unbroken slave trade in history was actually in Korea.
Korea was like 1,500 years or something like that.
Every culture has slavery in agriculture. So then, like, what Christianity has it. So Christianity's as evil as anyone else. Like, what's the thing that makes Christianity specifically bad, or what?
Well, we also not if slavery, yes, it is world renowned, it everywhere, right? That shows that just humans in general tend to fall to the wicked side, and that is true.
Right, but it's
Now-
humans in general. Then it's
This
not
is the bad apples argument.
What's
Like,
that?
there's bad
I don't know
people
what
in
that
it.
is.
Like there's bad people and everything. Like there's bad doctors, there's bad cops, there's bad firemen, right?
There's bad people and there's good people, of course.
right.
So then what, like, if Christianity is specifically somehow bad compared, like, if you're saying that Christianity is specifically bad, then we have to compare it to something else that it's worse than. right?
It's not that it's just specifically bad, it is that it also is bad.
Okay, but what's the point of that then? If we're just saying that Christianity is as bad as the rest of humanity, like,
Well, because it's a world followed religion and people follow it and
Right.
people tie themselves to it and they put their faith into it and they believe that eventually Jesus will come, second coming, and save us from all of the sin and tyranny and everything.
Okay.
But in reality, I don't think that's going to happen.
But-
so people are going to be stalemate and watch the tyranny happen in their
but you
countries
under-
and just let them fall.
what should we do instead?
We should restore faith and our willpower back into ourselves instead of putting it into an
more
outside
specifically
force.
though, like that's yes, but like we're following Christianity. Like, what if we're saying Christianity is bad? If we're not going to compare it to other religions, then we at least have to compare it to a potential alternative. So what is like specifically the alternative that would make life better? Especially like now we don't have slavery. So like I guess if you want to go a different direction, like what's Christianity doing wrong now or any other topic?
Well, if Christianity, what they're doing now wrong is, let me not say wrong, just in general, putting your faith into surrendering your will, faith, thoughts, and just being in general. It's something that you think is higher than yourself when you can't see it, hear it, or feel it, is just illogical.
Okay.
Why?
What
Why?
Why?
If you want, you can go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll encompass it.
Well, no,
No.
why? I mean, why is it?
Why?
Okay. It is illogically and wrong to put your faith into something that you cannot see, feel, or hear, because at that point it's not real. So why do it?
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you believe in rights?
Of course, there should be a natural law of decent human decency, of course,
What makes them natural?
But what makes them natural, right?
because it brings peace, keeps the
No,
peace.
why
No.
are they natural? Natural laws
No.
means that they are from nature.
Correct.
Like it means that they're innate rights given by nature, which is another way to say God. That's where natural laws come from. That's literally where natural laws come from.
So,
Well, then I guess in the way I say natural is more of a birth given right, more of like how of our constitutional rights type deal. That's I
birth
guess
given
what
by
it
who?
means.
What gives you
By
them-
our government, by everything that's set in
Okay,
order.
so the government,
how
okay,
society is.
So you're saying governmental rights. What's a right? You can't see a right. You
Freedom
can't touch
of-
a right. You can't
Freedom
taste
of
a right.
speech.
Yeah, but you can't touch
But you
freedom
can't
of
touch that.
You
can't-
can do the right. You can actively do it.
Can you tell me what a right is? Like the definition of a right?
The ability to do something, and
No.
that it is.
It's an axiom, right? As in, like
I don't know what that
it's
word means.
well, you're dumb. An axiom is like something that you believe in, but you can't. There's nothing to back it up. It's an axiom.
The social construction.
It's a social construction.
It's based on morals.
But where do you derive your morals from?
Like I said, I grew up going to school and
Okay.
in history class, seeing all of the injustice throughout history and looking at that and saying that's wrong.
But why is
automatically thinking that's.
it wrong? But
not
why is it
right.
wrong? What's
wrong?
What's wrong? How can you justify it being wrong?
Killing another human is always wrong.
Why?
Because it's the first commandment.
No, it's the fifth. But
My
Fourth.
bad.
It's
You
wrong
can't-
because that's another
it's-
human life form. Another
But
human life
why
form
is it
precious.
wrong? Just because you believe it to be wrong? So your morals are preference based.
If it wasn't wrong, then people would be out here just killing people, and we'd be in a classless society.
No,
and
that's-
it would
Yes.
just
not-
Okay. Wait. Okay. We would be. And that is what we had before Christianity.
right.
That's because we were in an early stage of a civilization in general. We were early humans.
we were in
So-
a natural state, a state of
Ha-
nature.
So
That's
Greece.
Thomas Hobbes. Yeah, we were in a natural state. What the hell is up with my
Humanity was learning throughout history. Where you're going back to the very beginning of civilizations, and
But it
this
wasn't
is
until
how humans are learning how to
Christianity-
be humans.
But
Right.
it wasn't until Christianity, which is pretty recent in time, right? In the timeline from Earth,
Relatively, yeah.
right? It's 2,000 plus years old.
Yeah,
It
if
wasn't
we go
until
based off Jesus Christ,
Christianity-
yeah.
Right. it wasn't until Christianity that those things stopped becoming the norm, because people believed in a higher power telling them that was wrong to kill. So to go back to your morals,
People believed in a higher power ever since before Christianity,
and a lot of it was gods of war,
Wait.
gods of death, gods of pestilence. Right? It wasn't one god.
Hold up. Hold the fucking phone, Adam.
All right,
Sorry,
Samuel.
Okay. Christianity has the lowest violence rate of all societies in history. Like before Christianity, they were killing each other. You know, like, do you know why the sacrament, when you take it, you're eating the body of Christ?
I don't know. I always found that a little odd, in my opinion.
Right. So it is odd because it's sort of a ritualized cannibalism. Right. And that's a little weird, right? But it's a whole lot better than actual cannibalism. And we eat the sacrament because Christianity stopped that practice.
Correct.
And so we do it ritualized instead of actually sacrificing. That's
Why can't
what
we
people
just
were doing.
remember
To
like we
put
do
it
with
into
history?
perspective to what Sam is saying, let me give you an example. Do you ever hear like that
You gotta
tribe
let
in
him
Papa?
respond.
And no, it's based off your thing, so he could respond all in one. Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. There's a tribe in Papua New Guinea, and part of their like coming into adulthood or manhood is the elders. Say this YouTube safe. Pretty much grape the kids in the tribe. Okay, who stopped that? Christian missionaries. Now, would you say, well, that's okay to do because it's their culture?
Sorry, you lagged out real hard there. Resay that last
Sorry.
little bit. Sorry.
I said, so will you say, well, it's okay because that's their culture, so they should be able to do that to children?
Absolutely not. As a moral injustice to
Okay, but
assault a
again,
child.
to go back to the moral thing, why? Because
In
you
their
believe so.
culture-
It's preference based. You don't have anything to derive from to tell you what's wrong or right. It's all, well, Blamick believes this. Okay, well, let's say I believe in the opposite. Now what? Now, how can you tell me I'm wrong? This is the hypothetical, right? Because obviously I'm Catholic and I do believe this stuff. But let's say I'm not, and I go, no, bestiality is okay, and you go, well, that's immoral. And I go, why? And you go, well, I believe so. Okay, well, I believe the opposite. Now what?
It's not that I believe so. It's that it's directly harmful, and that it puts it puts a living life form in harm's way. That's the wrong.
Why is that wrong,
But
though?
why
Because
is
in the
that
natural
wrong, though?
state of humans,
Because you're bringing harm to something.
okay, but why is bringing harm to something like a lion brings harm to a gazelle? Is that wrong? That's in their nature,
We kill cows. I mean that we need
right?
food.
Is
Right.
that wrong?
We need food. So no,
Right. So why is it wrong to harm someone else?
it's another human.
But
why
you're-
is it wrong to harm another human?
Would you want your kid to be brutally assaulted? Yes or no?
No, but we have
No,
a
we're not
code.
saying we think it's wrong.
We
to
think it's
harm
wrong.
humans. I'm asking you why you think it's wrong.
Because it's clear to see that it's wrong, though.
Right, but that's your
we know
preference.
But it's
This
not
comes
clear.
down to
Okay,
your preference.
Like I
your
said,
side's
it
not
brings something into harm's way
But why is that wrong?
clear. Okay, but listen.
because it is harmful.
But you can't justify it outside of Blamick doesn't like this. That's what we're
I'm
trying
not.
to say.
I'm saying it's harmful.
But what makes you say that? Because we look to God and God, right? That's where we derive our morals from, is God. You just go pretty much, well, I think that's hurtful. Okay, why? Again, if I'm arguing from the opposite end,
If you
And
draw
I'm
blood
not
to
a
someone-
Catholic.
sorry.
no, real quick, and I'm not Catholic, I'm not Christian, I don't believe in God, and I go, well, I think harming is okay. How can you tell me I am wrong?
Well, if you grew up thinking that it's okay to harm things, and then someone out and as an outside force says that is completely wrong, well, then you have a very opposing side, and that is a very hard thing to discuss, and that is very hard, and it will take a lot of time to do any sort of change because that's how they grew up. That's how
Right.
things work.
But the way that our society stopped being as violent was that Christianity was brought in. Like that's how it stopped. Like Christianity replaced a system that was more violent. This is a fact. So like, how can Christianity yeah, okay, so people are killing, I guess, and Christians do bad stuff, and there was slavery and stuff, but the Christians ended slavery. The Christians brought about less violence. And if you
Some Christians are good. I agree. There's good people everywhere.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I am saying that Christianity is a good, because I'm talking about the effect at a population level. See, at a population level, there was a lower rate of violence after Christianity was brought in. After Christianity ended slavery, slavery ended globally. So if you think slavery is bad, then you should like Christianity because Christianity ended slavery. And if you think violence is bad, then you should like Christianity compared to what came before it, because there was more violence before.
Like, all your morals are downstream.
No, let him, please.
Sorry, guys.
Let him respond.
Sorry.
Yes, group of Christian people did fight for the abolishment of slavery.
No,
I will say that. But hold on.
Only
I got you. I said a group of Christians. Yes, Christians.
But you're moving it. You're specifically moving it away from Christianity itself. And
well, that's because I'm about to say something. That's why.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You can't tell him me not to cut him off, and you cut him off.
No, you didn't let him.
No, I'm
say
sorry. It happens in a lot of
anything at all.
conversations. It's understandable. I don't take it as any type of respect.
Keep going.
It's understandable. Especially in a heated conversation like this. It's not really heated, but anyways. At first, Christianity actually supported slavery, as we see with multiple verses. If I can cite them. But then we see throughout time after the crucifixion of Jesus and all that, slavery kept going, and it got to a point where it was a multi-continental trade going on with certain groups of peoples.
Well, everybody was practicing it. That's why it was global. It wasn't just Christians. It was literally everyone on the planet. And then Christians are the only ones that ended it.
Slave masters back in when I'm talking American slavery.
American slavery is only 5% of the Western Hemisphere, and the Western Hemisphere slave trade is smaller in numbers than the Islamic slave trade.
Also, Brazil had way more slaves than America did by like a lot.
And they were wrong.
America is in like the bottom. It's like there are several hundred other countries in history.
I'm just using America as an example of mass slavery because that's where we live, and that's where Christianity is thriving a lot. Is in America.
But you're concentrating on one of the smallest slave markets to make a point that's a worldwide. So like Christianity ended slavery. Did anybody not have slavery? Like what culture didn't have slavery? That was agricultural.
I have no idea. I'm 100% certainty that almost every civilization probably did.
Pagans had slaves too.
Right.
Secularists had slaves
agriculture
too.
had it. Okay, so everyone has slavery.
We were learning how to be humans at the time. We are early civilization. We thought that slavery was okay.
Right. Everybody thought it was okay. Not Christian. Like this is not specific to Christians, but what is
everyone thought it was okay. Yes.
Right. But
we were early
only
humans.
People that thought it was wrong were Christians. Christians ended it. Can you name anyone else that ended slavery before the Christians?
No, I don't even know the Christians that ended the slavery in general.
It started with Britain in 1815, and they fought multiple wars, and there are thousands of English white people that died to end slavery. I mean, my own great-great-grandfather died to end slavery. Catholic.
Right on. I'd love to hear that. But we go into the slave masters and a lot of slavers that were Christians. They justified their wickedness with passages from your holy text.
Yeah, they did. Just like every other culture on earth. The Islam does it by justifying it from the Quran. I mean, even like hunter-gatherer peoples will justify taking loot from other people as their God-given right. I mean, Mongolians with bride kidnapping, they justify it based on their reverence to Tengri and the Great Field, and that's the way of the land. It's like, yes, that is the thing they did, and it was wrong, and literally everyone else on earth did it, and the Christians were the only ones to stop it.
Okay, we see. Geez, I lost my point. Goddamn.
You were talking about slave masters?
Yeah.
Based on the
like
Bible?
I said, yeah. Let me get back to that point. I'll do that. Yeah. So I thought of something else while you were talking. That's why I get confused.
No,
okay. Thoughts up there. That's on me. That's my own flaw. slavers. They gave specific Bibles to the slaves to dehumanize them, and a lot of slaves actually began to thought that God hated them and that they deserved to be tortured and abused and assaulted.
So just as a cool historical fact, that definitely happened. That was more the plantation style, and that's wrong. Okay, I mean it's wrong. I'm not saying it's not wrong, but it's like these are the same. Well, there's the same type of justifications that are made around the world for slavery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of in every civilization that used slavery had a justifiable reason, and it normally pointed to a higher power telling them that it was justifiable. The reason why they used the higher power is because they had no other way to say that it was justifiable. They needed something else to justify it, so they made religion along. That's not just the reason why they made religion. The reason religion was created is because early humans were traveling around forests and stuff, and they looked across, saw their brother just get speared in the head. It's like, where is he at now? It's a coping mechanism. That's what religion in general is. It just evolved from there.
I might have a little bit of a different perspective on what religion is, but a lot of mine is rooted in anthropology. So it'll be like jargon definitions. So it might not be the same, but I think that religion was probably always here. I think like as we were evolving into humans, the rudiments were there. Pretty much all justifications in history are made to a higher power. I mean, can you name a culture that's not religious? Because there are arguments for some. It just depends on how you define it. But I know
most cultures do believe in more of a higher power because of arguments.
Well, I think
look at the way how intricate the world is, stuff like that. That's why people fall a lot to religion, especially with like I said, with the coping mechanism. I'm scared to die. I think people lay awake at night. Where am I going? Where am I going? We've all done it. Where am I going to go? And then,
but what do you mean false religion?
What I mean by that is, for me specifically, if we just use me as an example here, I also was scared of death, and I also was going through a lot of hardships in my life. Then I fell heavily on to Christianity to save me. And the reason why I did that is because I knew for a fact that as long as I'm a good person, I stay faithful, and no matter not no matter what I do, but no matter what happens, I'm eventually going to make it to eternal paradise.
Right.
Okay, so it's kind of sounding like you said you were going through a hard time and Christianity pulled you out of that hard time. It's kind of what it sounds like.
It's more. It was definitely. I can
be a but.
Objectively, yes, but
okay, so
it was a cope.
Our point.
It was a cope. It was. I'm not a Christian anymore, as we see.
Right.
It was a cope.
It was
a trauma response.
Okay. So speaking of that stuff, then study after study, Pew Research, name an organization that pretty much will tell you this. Christians, lower rate of mental health, lower divorce rate, better physical health. Did I say lower divorce rates? Lower divorce rates. Yeah. Better outcome for children. These are all, and also happier overall. And then you'll see a lot of secularists and atheists on all the SSRIs, mental illness, this and that. Again, this is just I'm wide with a wide brush here. I'm painting with a wide brush here, but that kind of seems to be the case. So religion, outside of the slavery thing, which I feel like we're never going to get off of if we don't move on to something else.
You're off of it until you brought it up again.
No, I'm going a different path. Religion helps all these things that when you see people who aren't into Christianity, I'm going to use Christianity as the example, seem to be heavily depressed, mentally ill, not in good physical health, so on and so forth. Maybe they don't have the best home life. I don't know. So there's clearly a parallel.
I agree. There is a parallel. Like I said, it is a cope. We see like you said, people are more depressed or whatever, mentally ill, have mental problems that aren't a part of a religion that is peaceful, at least. And the reason for that is because once you step out of the world that you have surrounded yourself in, you look out and see what's really happening, and you see the evils that take place, and that can bring a very big moment in your life. That brought a very big moment in my life. That's the day I fell away from Christianity, actually, is because of all of the evil.
What evil, may I ask you?
All of the evil in major governments,
How is that?
specifically in America. They consumed children. That's not okay.
Right. So that's the least Christian thing possible, right?
Most Christians believe in a peaceful environment, so yes.
Okay, so what does that have to do with our government? No one here is defending our government, I'll tell you that much. But it sure has nothing to do with Christianity. Because if they were really Christians, they wouldn't be doing that, right? You could justify anything with anything. It doesn't matter.
Who justifies that with Christianity? You cannot justify eating children with Christianity. There's nobody doing that. Find me somebody who's doing that, please.
Or
because
find
not
a source in the
specifically
Bible.
because no political leader has came out and actually been accused, or not like publicly accused, and actually talked about those statements. So there is no statistics to even go
Right. So
off
then
of
how
there.
can you possibly pair that with Christianity?
Like that just didn't happen. Like nobody defended that with Christianity. That's fucking Satanism.
Well, they defend most of their like basic evils, like we see in Israel. They believe that they are God's chosen people. And
Israel's Jewish. That's not us.
That's not us. And we're also not Jewish.
We're also anti-Israel because they're committing a genocide.
Yeah.
And they're justifying it by an all-loving God.
Okay, but
that's not
your God.
But that's every. Wait, did you say there's no God?
I didn't say that. I said which is a part of your God. It's an Abrahamic religion for a reason.
No. Listen, our God is
different.
Not. We have different gods.
The
It's a very big distinction because it's like the main tenet of Christianity. Like they're not us. They rejected our God.
Rejected Jesus.
They rejected
Christ
Jesus.
And got him killed.
Yeah.
Right. Who is God? Right. We went over this earlier.
Which makes their God not our God. They're
right.
Well, then they believe that it's y'all's God. They believe in the relative.
No, they believe he was a heretic.
God power, but they don't believe in Jesus was the Messiah.
No, they believe that he's burning in shit.
Shit, a river of shit in hell forever.
That's what Jews believe. It's in the
because they believe that Jesus was a false prophet. Yeah.
Right. So but Jesus is God to Christians. To all Christians, Jesus is God. You can't not believe that. So Christians cannot have the same God as Judaism. Because if Jews don't believe that Jesus is God, they believe that he is burning in molten feces. And I think this is in like the other books. So I think most regular Jews you might meet at the deli don't believe this, but like the religion in the text does.
They have the reason why I did say relatively the same God is because Islam, Muslim, all Abrahamic faiths, they have relatively the same text throughout.
Yeah, but the distinctions, they might seem small to you, but when it's the core tenet of your religion, the relativity, it doesn't really matter because it's the biggest distinction. It's the one distinction that matters the most. So like, no, I mean, yeah, I get it. There's connections in the Abrahamic religions, of course. Like Muslims believe that Jesus was a prophet, and I believe he's one of the most cited people in the Quran. He's very respected. They believe in the virgin birth, and all that. Like we are connected to Muslims and Jews, but
it's a different mindset of Christianity. It's just a different thought process.
Yeah, there are major differences, really. I mean, even within sects of the different Abrahamic religions.
But just real quick, just to go back again to your moral argument, like you do realize that all your morals that you derive from is downstream from Christianity, right? These are all Christian morals and beliefs. Everything you said so far is Christian morality.
I bet so. I didn't say that all. I didn't say that every single pen stroke was a complete abomination in Christianity. Jesus is he has great teachings. With do unto others as you should to them, stuff like that. And yeah, I agree with that. That is yes. But if Christianity never came to be, then eventually humanity would have evolved out of putting others in harm's way just cause.
There's
No
quite literally
humanity-
no way to know that.
There's
That's a
no way to
complete
know
hypothetical. You have no idea.
that. Okay,
You're
Christianity.
right. I don't have any idea, but it's
But in
think
reality,
about it.
no, I am thinking about it, and I know that in actual
I didn't mean that to
reality-
be mean. I'm sorry. Let me.
No, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying that I literally am thinking about it. Like Christianity in real life, before Christianity, the world around Christianity was more violent. The pagans were sacrificing people. That was stopped by Christianity. And look, I don't think the Aztec conquests were very good, but those people were evil too. I talk a lot about the conquistadors, and when I talk about them, I don't pick a side. I just say they're both awful. Like the Aztecs are evil, and the conquistadors were evil. It's not they all suck, right? Like but what are you laughing about?
Yeah, I was about to say he's going off.
Rex's comment. Sorry, Rex's comment fucking killed me. Sorry. Go ahead. Fucking asshole. Sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. Oh crap! What did I just do?
Yeah, good job.
What did I just do?
Knock your camera loose, stupid.
No,
It's
I
on.
pressed
You're
the
good.
button.
You're good. You're good. You're back.
I'm done conditioning my boots. So what's the alternative? Like you're saying that without Christianity, like in real life, Christianity saw there being less violence. We're never going to have zero violence unless you have an idea. But like in real life, Christianity saw a down in violence. But why do you believe that if we had just kept doing what we were doing before Christianity, which again was more violence than we had during Christianity, then what's our path to not?
I believe that we would not have kept going with the same ideals because as we see now, just in general, like I said, a lot of evil was justified and used verses from the holy text to justify wickedness. Yet, a lot of people will say, that was the Old Testament God. That's a whole different thing. That proves the point that humans have evolved morally in general, and they. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I relatively finished. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they evolved with Christianity. Like that's how
in this timeline, yeah.
Well, yeah. So then in another timeline, like why do you think it would be better than Christianity? Because we already saw when Christianity comes in that we have less violence. So then why would it, if you take Christianity out of the picture, then they just keep doing what they're doing? Do you think like there was a point where there should have been something different that would have been better?
Well, see, I'm not in that timeline. I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe they did,
but yeah, you don't have any idea, right?
Exactly. Maybe they did.
I don't
going
either.
With their religions of paganism and all that. Maybe they did, and without Christianity. But also, most likely, logically, humans eventually, through technology, through just gaining knowledge of the world and of what's around them, would have eventually evolved and came out through and evolved just with better morals. They thought better. They I don't know, and I guess enlighten themselves through time.
But the Enlightenment, I know you didn't mean the Enlightenment, but like that's a Christian movement. This comes out of Christianity specifically.
What I mean by enlighten, I mean just by not being
everything that you said, like you're talking about technology and like exploring the world, like those things happen because of Christianity. If people were still pagans, like the pagan worldview, like
we would have still explored. We are full with greed. Humans are filled with greed. We would have definitely still explored.
No, because if you stay at that level, if you're at the pagan worldview, like I mean, pagan's very broad, so not necessarily actually, but when we're talking about like a lot of, I mean, really, when we're talking about pagans who explored we're talking about the Vikings who were murdering people and sacrificing them. And they eventually got Christianized, and then they stopped raiding and raping and pillaging. Like that was when they explored. But like the technology that we have comes out of Christianity. Like you don't get these new technologies without shifting your underlying belief system. And in our timeline, all of this technology comes out of Christianity. I mean, the printing press was made to make Bibles. Technology comes from our culture, and our like all the stuff we made, that's Christianity. Christianity created that stuff, and you can often tie a direct line to it.
I have a question. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Well, the reason why it was Christians that did a lot of modernizing the world is because that's the major religion. That's actually what came up. That's if people up in India that believe in all those gods, they got their tech from those gods, and with using your same logic.
Right, but our tech was the one that explored the world. India didn't do that.
But you understand what I'm
by
saying.
Like 5,000.
No, I actually don't understand what you're saying, truly.
Okay, the reason why we have what we have, we modernized. The reason why it was Christians that did it is because that's the leading view on humanity.
Well,
so of course the Christians are going to do something like that because it's.
Well, but I'm saying that it is Christianity that enabled them to do it.
Absolutely not. Humans can do anything.
Okay, but they didn't. It's Christians that did
right.
it.
Christians did do, but the human did it, not the religion.
Well, but the humans did it with the explicit reason of Christianity.
Of Christianity, right?
De Soto, Cabeza de Vaca, Pizarro, all of them specifically, explicitly wrote down in their journals that they were doing it for both their political system of their monarchy as well as their religious system of Christianity. This was an explicit reason. In fact, the only reason the expeditions were funded in the first place, the first one from Christopher Columbus, was Queen Isabel and Ferdinand of Castile and Aragon, which became Spain. They wanted to spread Catholicism, Christianity. That is why we started exploring. The technology was created by Christians with a Christian worldview, and they explicitly started exploring to spread their religion. So it is Christian. Like, yeah, maybe someone else could have done it, but they didn't do it. It was us.
Can you explain to us how like a religion-free society could have better like moral cohesion, societal impacts?
Do you understand when I say a whole thing and then you change the topic completely? It's like,
I know. I was about to say, let me focus on that one, and then I'll go to that one.
It's not. It's totally unrelated.
That was
no, it's
that
not.
Was,
go ahead.
That was definitely different. No disrespect.
Yeah,
that was.
I want to look. You're trying to go way
a relatively same topic because of what I said, but definitely.
All right, fine, Sam.
Dude, I just want his answer to what I said, man. Like, let him fucking give the answer.
I haven't spoken to whatever. Go ahead.
I know you haven't.
Go ahead. Sam's having a lesbian issue.
Yeah. Remember how I said that a lot of injustice was justified through the Bible? So can good things be justified through the Bible? Because of course they would be. Because of course my God wants me to go be better. But of course, if I want to do this evil thing, of course my God allowed me to do it.
Okay, but the technology thing, like you said that other humans would have made the technology eventually, but the technology you're referring to that you think
I said that humans without religion would have eventually evolved. Yes.
But they didn't. And wait, whoa. What humans don't have religion?
I said if humans didn't.
But
this is an if.
Well, okay, but humans don't exist without religion.
Okay.
Anywhere. So then if humans don't have religion, we're not really humans. If 100 like every human society in the world ever has had religion.
Like I said, the religion was made from coping. I saw my brother just get speared in the head. Where is he at? I'm gonna die. Where am I gonna go?
I don't actually really fully agree. I think there's a lot more to it, but like, isn't that good?
There is a lot more to it, like agriculture, like the rain dances and stuff like that. That's early religion. We see in modern times, a lot of these scientists world-renowned scientists are atheists, and they still have leading advancements in technology. So clearly, humans can do a lot of great things without having to be backed by a religion.
But they live in a post-Christian society that was enabled by Christianity. That still only happens because of Christianity.
Like I said it for again, of course it was Christians that did all of these things because it is the leading religion. Almost everyone follows suit. But we see a lot of people today, like kids especially. They consider themselves Christians. They haven't read one scripture.
Look, I'm sure that's true, but Christianity became the leading religion in the world because of how good it was. They didn't create all this stuff because they just happened to be the leading religion in the world. The religion and your beliefs, they're what creates your worldview, and they're what motivates you to create things and to explore the world. And if your religion is good at doing that, then you grow more followers. Christianity became the biggest, most powerful religion on earth because of how good it is. It's not random.
Christianity definitely does have good parts. I never said that they didn't. I said I agree with a lot of Jesus's teachings. He has great. That's also why it worked. That's why Christianity worked, because there is a lot of truth, but then there's a lot of in there. That's why people look specifically at more of the truth side, and that's what falls into the generations and generations that follow, and then it just becomes a world thing.
Adam, I'm just gonna let you talk.
No, I was just gonna say, you just said, well, I agree with a lot of what Jesus' teachings were. So again, this all correlates to you're deriving your morals from Jesus Christ.
I never said I derived them. I said I agree.
But that's what you're doing. You're deriving your morals from God, because again, we could go back into it again. It's just gonna get boring, but it's like, if you don't have something to derive your morals from, it's preference based once again. And then you cannot tell anybody on the planet that their preference is wrong over yours. You have no moral authority to do so.
Yes, a lot of morals have been backed by major religions, no matter what religion it is. You can derive great morals from almost every religion. You can derive at least one good, great thing from almost every religion. And I said in a different timeline, this whole different thing. Humans without religion would have eventually, through time, have evolved and done things, because we see with early primates, they didn't know how to use a spear until they just thought of it. They were just like, you know what, I'm gonna stick this rock on a stick, get some length going so I can smack this thing with it. They evolved through just thinking. We have a great mind.
But that's where religion came from. Like, all humans in history have religion. Humans don't exist without them. When we become humans, we created religion. Everybody, even atheism is a religion.
Mm-hmm. Atheism is not a religion. It is without God.
Okay, so are you an atheist?
I don't worship anything.
Okay, but do you believe that God exists?
They're not the Christian God, no.
Okay. Do you believe a God exists?
Maybe, maybe not. But definitely not the Christian God.
Okay, then you're not an atheist.
You're agnostic.
Well, I just don't know. Well, but there's not a clear active God. There's not a clear active God.
That's not atheism.
Agnosticism.
The reason that atheism is a religion is because atheists believe that there is no God, which is also a belief based on faith. But if you're saying maybe I don't know, then yeah, you're an agnostic. You are explicitly not an atheist.
Well, I never claimed to be an exact atheist. Well, I can't. That's really all I can say to that one. I never claimed to be an exact atheist, so I
thought you just did, but you might not have.
No.
Oh, but no. What happened is I said atheism is a religion, which it's based on. Atheism is based on faith.
Yes,
well, we
that
see
there's no God.
atheism is based on science. They derive
No,
a lot of
no, it's not.
No. It's
They derive a lot of
explicitly
their
not
stuff
based
from
on science.
Not based, but definitely derives. Because where else would you get major facts from? Science. I mean,
But it has nothing to do with science because it's based on faith. It literally is. There's no overlap with science.
what faithful that there is no God.
If
correct.
somebody explicitly believes that there definitely is no
I mean,
God,
I guess you could argue that. That's an understandable
Well,
point.
no, I mean,
I can get behind that. I can see that. I
cannot
definitely
argue
yes.
against it. Actually, you can only argue for it. Like
faithful that there is no God. Understandable. Yes.
Correct.
if somebody says there is no God, they cannot prove or disprove that. So that's based on faith. It's not. That's a religious belief. That is not a belief based on science. It has nothing to do with science.
Well, you can't prove or disprove God without his text. So we can go hand to hand with that too.
Well, I would say you can't prove or disprove God in general, which is why both atheists and Christians have a faith-based belief system.
Right. Science can't
And
disprove
neither
God.
of them have anything to do with science besides Christianity is essentially creating modern science.
Science definitely can't disprove a God, but it definitely has disproven the Christian God 100%.
No, it hasn't
No.
at all.
No, it
That's,
has not.
It's categorically false.
That is a blatantly false statement.
I don't know where you heard that from, but that's just categorically false. There's massive historical text about Jesus Christ.
What
Jesus was definitely a real person.
Okay, no. What field of
100%.
science
Historical
disproves
man.
God?
Right.
The Christian God specifically.
Right. What science? You have to back up. You can't just say that and be like, well, I read it. What's the claim behind that?
The claim would be that in the Bible it says that there's a firmament over the earth with waters above it. We clearly see that we have a whole space in the fucking solar system and all that.
What does that have to do with God? That's a line from the Bible, and also what does that have?
Yeah,
to do
because
with-
God is the Bible is the word of God. That's why.
Okay, I'm gonna hypothetical this just to see if I can help you out here. So, okay, if he says there's a firmament above, that could possibly mean there's a firmament outside of our viewable reach.
Well, he says that there's waters covering above the firmament of the,
Right, but I'm
the earth.
saying that could theoretically
Specifically the
be
earth.
a cajillion light years away from here.
He said specifically the earth.
But that is above the earth.
That is
A
above
million
the,
light
right.
years away is still above the earth.
Right.
True.
It's just farther
But
away.
well,
And
we haven't found those waters. I'll tell you that.
We haven't
Hubble
found
telescopes.
most of space.
Right.
True.
I mean, space is so unexplorable to a point as where we are now as a society. You can't possibly say
Impossible,
that,
yeah.
right? So that's what I'm saying. So also, a lot of things in the Bible are also parables, and there are also a lot of things in the Bible are also things that we can't possibly comprehend as human beings.
Like what specifically?
There's
Well,
also
that
the
could be
spirit
one for
world.
sure.
I mean, like,
Oh,
have you
okay.
ever, like, there are altered states of consciousness, which to me is proof that spirit worlds exist. Like, if you can have altered states of consciousness. So him saying a firmament above the earth, like, I'm a Christian, I don't believe that that's a thing. I mean, maybe a million light years away, like literally, but I feel I'm not familiar with that, the specifics of the context of that, but I feel like that's a lot more of a spiritual thing.
You know, speaking about spirituality, actually, I do believe 100%. That's why I said that there's a lot of truths in the Bible, and then there's the bad parts and the faker parts in there. That's why it worked, is because there is a lot of truth. The one thing most religions have in common is that there is a dark and light balance spiritually of this world. And you can feel that. Any human can genuinely feel that. So that's genuinely
a
there.
Worldview. That's not true.
I'm sorry, what?
Christian worldview. The idea of religions of the world believing that there's light and dark is a Christian worldview.
Mhm.
This is not a true thing in most world religions, at least not by all of them. Like that is based on a Christian worldview.
You sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Positive.
It's a little bit unfair here because he didn't like. I'm a cultural anthropologist. Like this is what I do. I promise you. Yeah, they're.
Oh,
It's
I didn't
not-
know that's actually kind of cool.
like Papua New Guinean religions, they're not based on they're based on a fucking a cassowary and a male cult that. I mean, there's a specific one, the Elahita. They don't do this anymore because Christianity ended.
I brought this up earlier.
Right, you did.
Yeah.
Like they don't like the religion of the Apache was like almost atheistic in a way, but they did believe it sort of has cultural convergence with the Mongols who believed in Tengri. Like, no, this is. Can you name other world religions besides the Abrahamic ones that are based on light and dark? And I mean, there's Taoism, but
we have
Confucianism.
the Egyptian gods, Greek. You say Greek and Rome is relatively the same thing, so just throw those two out there then.
Right, but those are pre-Christian religions. Those are the precursors to Christianity. That's where we
and they still have a light and dark and balance in those religions.
They don't. But Egyptians are 99% Abrahamic. They don't. There's no classical Greek people practicing their religion. They became Christians. Like, what's a religion that's practiced today that is light and dark, like Christianity and Islam and Judaism and Druze?
Well, those are the major religions, so it's going to be those.
Well, there's Buddhism.
That's irrelevant.
Buddhism isn't based on this. Hinduism isn't based on this. Confucianism isn't based on this. Shinto isn't based on this.
Well, Buddhism, you have inner light, and then there's the darkness that is the outside evils of man.
I mean, you can argue that, but it's a lot more of a spectrum to reach nirvana. It's really not the light versus dark. Buddhism is all about gray.
Yeah, centerpiece. Yeah. Yeah. I can't really say anything else. That was, I mean, I kind of said what I'd said there. Just text me. But
Christianity's good. It ended slavery, which you thought was bad. It did less harm than what came before.
Well, see, we just focused on that specifically. I have one or two more major things.
Let's hear it.
Actually,
Okay, let's hit it.
I got you right on. Let's just do that. First, let's finalize that the Christian God is all loving, all powerful, all knowing.
Yeah.
He is the one, Alpha and Omega.
I'm not familiar with that phrase, but
Yeah, same.
okay.
But I got you with the first thing you said. Go ahead.
I've heard that in a rap song before, but I don't.
God, Jesus, and I forgot which one. One of the two, because they're the same person. So one of the two. They said, "I am the Alpha and the Omega." That is
Right.
from
Sounds like
Scripture. I can definitely pull that up.
Yeah,
Okay,
sounds like
go ahead.
early Genesis, but that's fine.
Yeah, keep going.
It might be for Genesis. You're right.
It's just the Bible. Yeah, I'm just.
But here we go with the with my other points here. Let's do Exodus 20 verse 5. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God. Now, when he says jealous, this can go two ways. This can go in righteous love for his creation or a weird, twisted sense of egotistical pride. Let's see how he justifies his jealousy as a jealous God. He then, jealous God, comma, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. So we did not go on a righteous love. We went straight to cursing generations for hating him. In the Ten Commandments, God makes one of his laws on adultery. This is the law, the second commandment. He states that he is a jealous God and supports the claim by saying that that if humanity bows to other gods, he will punish the family and the generations that follow, essentially putting a curse on the family that worshipped a different God. And he also says to his haters, he will do the same, stating he implies that he puts a straight up curse on humans for not liking him.
Well, it's more than not liking him. It's about not following him.
He said, hate me, though. So that's not liking. That's a polar opposite of like.
He didn't. It wasn't written in English, right? Like these are got to get into these translations. But like, yeah, hating him. Like, if you reject God's teachings, that means you hate him. Whether or not you're like actively saying that they hate God, it's not like they were gossiping and said, "Oh my God, I hate God." Like, it's like hating God is not living within God's path. And it's not that God is explicitly punishing people for not going with God's path. It's that life punishes you for not going with God's path, because going against God is going against
God is life.
That's nature. So if you go against God, you're screwed. I don't see anything wrong with that.
You don't see anything wrong with putting
how
a
else would
curse
you bring
on someone?
How
But I
else
don't-
would you bring upon?
I'm not reading it as putting a curse on them. They're putting
To
a
the
curse
third
on
and fourth
themselves.
generation, punishing the children of the parents to the third and fourth generation. That's
What
a
would they do?
generational curse.
What did they do to deserve that? What brought that on them?
They just didn't follow him. They might have been either ignorant to the idea of God, or they saw his words and was like, yeah, screw that.
Well, right now, if you were to go out and become a drug addict against God and have a bunch of unprotected sex and contract syphilis and HIV, going against God's plan for you in life, you would ruin your life. And not only that, but if you had children, the effects of your actions would be felt for 4 or 5 generations. That is just true. That's just what would happen if you reject God and you live a life outside of God. That's what happens. It's not that there's nobody's doing it to you. Like, you have free will. You can make the choices to go against God.
Mm-hmm. And he will curse you.
No, you're cursing yourself.
You're cursing yourself by going against God. You're also taking a lot of this very literally.
You can say I'm cursing myself by geez, I'll have to think of a statement. Never mind. You go ahead. Sorry, I interrupt you anyways.
No, I'm just saying you're taking, again, like Sam pointed out, first of all, a lot of this is oh my God, my brain just farted.
Metaphor.
Translated. No, translated.
Okay.
Translated differently, right? Because like you said, it was not written in English. That's one. Two, you're taking this very literal as we would in modernity, but how Sam's bringing it up is very much like he's talking about, yeah, if you go against God, you do fucked up things to yourself, you do fucked up things to your family's going to be fucked for a while, right? And by that, you're directly going against God. It's not like God's like a witch and he's putting a fucking hex on you. This isn't Harry Potter. It's not what that means.
I agree that doing bad actions like a bad financial action would very negatively impact your future generations, of course. But in the passage specifically, and the reason why I say specifically and use it very straightforward is because the belief is that God's word is strictly true, and it is nothing but the truth, and anything he says should not be misinterpreted or interpreted at all, because that is exactly what he said. To interpret your God like that would be going against him. So I say it's like I said, I agree. Doing a very bad act would not do great things for your lineage, but in the passage specifically, it says punishing the children for the sin of the parent Jesus Christ, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. So specifically, this is a personalized rebellion against the God. So he is saying, if you rebel against me, I am going to curse the third and fourth generation of your family.
But that's not the general interpretation of that passage. And there's other passages.
Interpret it God's divine word.
No, you're interpreting that passage. That is your interpretation.
I'm looking at it.
No. You're reading the passage and then you're saying other words that are your own words.
Correct.
And you're also reading it in English. It was written in Greek and Aramaic. Like, we're telling you the interpretation
if the translation
that most Christians followed even at the time. Like, this is the interpretation that Christians had at the time. Like, this is we're telling you this is not God putting a curse on them. There's here's a passage. Ezekiel 18:20. The soul who sins shall die. The son shall not suffer for the iniquity of the father. Each person is held accountable for their own choices. Like, it's not in the situation.
And that's an open contradiction in the Bible.
It's not, because the passage that you're reading is not saying that God is punishing them. Like, hating God means going against his message. That's what that means.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, hating would be a direct rebellion against the Father, and through that he he punishes you, no matter how that is.
You're punishing yourself.
It is a punishment that results from
Right.
rejecting God. Hating God is rejecting God's teachings. The punishment is natural. The punishment is what happens when you sin.
If I turn the stove on and I burn my hand, do I go fucking stove, or is it my own actions that burned me?
God's not a stove, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, it's hypothetical.
I understand what you're saying. I genuinely, I was just messing with you there.
Okay,
yeah, I get what you're saying. It is directly your fault, yes, but we're taking an accountability. This is a literal God that we're messing with. He is personalized with you. He's a personalized God. You know this. He's a personalized God. He will. He says he directly will punish you.
This is the Old Testament. Jesus isn't around. I don't know if they say the Trinity. Well, I guess the Trinity was always there, just not born yet. But
right, correct.
Look,
if Jesus is God, then Jesus has always existed.
Right.
So the Old Testament God is the same God that came to the earth and died on the cross.
You understand?
And Jesus said that he does not come to abolish the laws of the old, but to uphold them.
Right, but you also understand that Jesus, right, brought upon Christianity the one true religion. That's what we believe, right? Hence the New Testament, which is pretty much what we follow.
So you don't care about the Ten Commandments? It's the Old Testament.
It's not what I said.
This isn't the Ten Commandments. It's just Christian. It's like the U.S. Constitution versus state constitution. Like the New Testament trumps the Old Testament.
Right.
It's a higher law.
Correct.
So God's divine word has now been put away with. So he just made a mistake. So he's not all powerful.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Mistake did we say he made?
At all. Is not what we said.
Well, we said that you said that the Old Testament isn't necessarily something to be followed. The New Testament actually abolished the Old Testament, is what you said.
I never said anything.
No,
like
we
that.
didn't say that either.
No,
we're saying as Christians, we mainly follow the New Testament, which is also God's word.
So you're picking specific verses.
No.
I'm telling you what we follow.
Then follow
That's what
everything.
Christianity is.
We do follow everything. It's just
we
that
do.
There were things that were clarified.
How many slaves do you have?
What?
Sorry,
how many slaves do you have?
How many slaves did?
Well, I'm trying to build up my roster right now, but it's low.
How many slaves did who have?
You specific, because I mentioned that God supports slavery, so I asked you how many slaves you had since you believe in everything.
Sam yelled at me earlier when I brought this up, but that's again, you know what they're talking about prisoners of war for that whole passage of slavery, right?
Actually, it was.
God justified.
There was a 6-year period for Hebrews, but then for normal slaves, it was a lifetime.
Okay. All right.
Connection between
it's prisoner of war. Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes, there were prisoners of war. I agree.
But that's what they're talking about. So let's say I'm in a war with a different country or different people, okay? And you guys lose a certain battle and we take your prisoners. Men, women, children, all three, okay? Now, what options do I have as the winning country in that battle? I could either kill everybody, right? Send them back where they could just reload and come back for me, or I keep them and work them from my own country. What's the best out of those options for that winning country, do you think? I
say that the people that are in captivity should be let go and to be freed. Now, with slavery,
what did I say before
that? With slavery.
That's why I made a very specific example. So if I let them go, they're going to go back to their country, regroup, and come back and get me. Why would I do that?
Not if you're on God's side, then you're good.
That's not a thing.
You won the battle within God.
Up. No, you just made that up. That's
not
how
God
it works.
uses.
God doesn't mean sitting around and letting God do everything for you. He's not your slave.
Right. You have 3 options for prisoners of war in that time. Out of those 3 options, listen to what I'm saying. What's the best for the winning country?
The best for the winning country.
Out of those 3 options I gave you.
Of course, I mean capitalizing and using everything that you have to be better. Because that's right. So if you won, you're going to try to keep winning.
So I'm not right. Of course, self-preservation, right? So I'm not slaughtering innocent women and children, and I'm also not letting them go back, regroup, and come back and try to kill me and my family and my countrymen.
You're right. You're not slaughtering them, but you are. Hold on, let me get to it. You are allowed to beat them, but not till death. But you're allowed to torture them.
But that passage comes out before that passage became accepted. there were just no
that's
laws
Exodus.
against
It's still
feeding.
Exodus.
I understand that, but when that came out, that was not God endorsing slavery. That was God putting in rules on how you could treat slaves because slaves already existed.
As an all-loving God, why let your creation even be enslaved? You're all loving.
We have free
That
will.
would hurt my heart.
I
We
don't
have free will.
Okay, like do you really think that the existence of God means that you should never feel pain on earth, which is a
Never
place
said
of
that.
pain? Well, yeah, but like it's suffering is a fact of human life.
Well, actually, God eventually will take away all pain and all memories of our past life within the new world.
But not right now.
Okay.
Not right now, but this
But
is
right
this is
now.
a
Right.
plan. So you're actually planning on becoming a mindless, whatever the hell. I don't even know what you can be in the new world.
It's not mindless. It's complete
Well, you're not having any
adoration.
memory of this conversation. I'll tell you
Doesn't
that.
matter. Our goal is to be completely adorned by God's grace. That's my goal.
We won't have. Listen, what I'm saying is, you're saying free will is a big thing. Free will is a big thing, but
Right
when
now,
God,
on present day Earth and modernity, and prior to modernity, free will has always been a thing. But the
So,
goal is
and-
for us
and
to go
God-
be adorned by God forever. That's the goal.
and
I don't
God
care about this world.
With
God
no-
loves free will. That's his thing. Free will is his thing, right? So
Part of it.
that's a big part of his thing. So when God, after the 7 year tribulation and after the judgment day and all that, he erases all of our memories, cannot be hurt, cannot do anything, cannot do anything, but cannot be hurt or feel pain. That straight up just took away parts of free will. Right there.
No, we're because we moved past a living body. Our souls are now connected to God. That's the end goal.
It's eternal grace. It's no
That
suffering.
is literally the end goal. Free will for now, eternal grace later. That's the goal. There's no other way.
So
for me
why
to
not
describe
say
it to you.
screw it to free will now? Then at that
I
point,
can't speak for God or his plans, right? You're putting a human mind to what God wants and wants not to do, which none of us could do.
His plan so far has failed multiple times and is wicked, man.
How?
We see in Isaiah 13, 11 through 16 or 17, he says he punishes the world for the evil, and look at where we're at, man. We still have so much evil. He did a whole flood to stop evil.
You're taking it very literally again.
He's failed.
The people who have committed evil and who have died, guess where they aren't?
Mhm.
They're right. So he is punishing evil. You do evil acts on earth in your soul and in your body, you get punished for it. He's not going to erase free will because there's bad shit.
Is it bad to punish bad things?
Yeah, are you
Not at
against
all.
prisons?
I can actually explain this. I actually had a lot of conversations with this. I am not all loving, all powerful, and all knowing yet. I still, if I was in a position of that, with the love with my limited love that I have now for humanity, which because I'm not all loving, with the limited love I have now, that means God's love is so much more powerful than mine. So he's emotional. He's the most emotional, and I thought I was emotional. Now here we go. I saw my creation brutally assault and kill another one of my divine creations. This is what I'm going to do. Yes, punishment is needed. I'm not going to send people after you to come kill you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have people come and harass your women and kill your infants and ravish and plunder your house. Why plunder your house? That's crazy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my willpower as a god, get you out of there, yet still shed a tear because I just took one of my creations out of existence, even though he created an atrocity.
Okay, but that's what Blamick wants to do. You're not God, so that's your own preference based.
Exactly. I have a finite amount of love, and yet God is all loving, so He should be doing way more than what I'm thinking of. This should be a perfect world.
Okay. Well, what do you mean by perfect world? What do you see as a perfect world?
By the way, I got like 5 more minutes. I gotta go.
What do you see as a perfect world?
No pain, and not no pain, but no suffering, no major suffering.
That's heaven.
And that unity.
Right.
That's
heaven.
what God promises. That is literally
what
what God promises you at the end of this life.
But why put us through all this hell to begin with? That's just cruelty. We see God. We see another form of God's cruelty in Abraham. He orders Abraham to sacrifice his son in a test of faith. And as an all loving and all knowing entity, he knew Abraham was faithful. But it's okay to test. That's fine. We can do a little test. He wants him to kill his son. The amount of pain and anguish Abraham had when he raised that knife above his son's chest, the emotional trauma of both of them, and the emotional all of that. God knew, as an infinitely loving person, he knew that was so tormenting for him to go through. That is just wicked. That's torture. That is God torturing Abraham.
Suffering is part of what Christianity is.
But God ordered the suffering. That's the thing.
Did he go through with it?
No, but he didn't. Sure,
so
he
tested
kill his
him.
son. Yeah, he did test him, but sure, he didn't kill his son. But yet, he still has a lot of emotional trauma because he just raised a knife above his son's chest, and now he has to live with his son. Be like, Dad, what the hell? Like, come on, man.
So what?
So what? Would you want to kill your son just cause?
It wasn't just cause, right?
It's because
it literally wasn't just cause.
Still,
I'll give you an example in the New Testament in the Gospel. Jesus was preaching, and a Canaanite woman came to him, and she said, "I think my daughter is infested by a demon, or something's really wrong with her. She's all fucked up, pretty much, right?" Mm-hmm. And Jesus goes, "Why would I take food away from my children and throw them to the dogs?" As in saying, why would I waste my time on you, a non-believer, when I have plenty of people who believe in me to take care of? And she responds with, even dogs get scraps from their owners. He was just testing her faith. He healed her daughter. He's testing her faith. That
was a righteous test, to be honest. That was a righteous.
But that's your preference. Again, that's Blamic's preference of what you think is and isn't morally just or whatever. But you're not God. I'm not God.
You're right. We're not. But I'm trying to look in the sense of an all love. I'm using all my love, and God's all loving. So that means I have a finite amount of love.
You're trying to get in the mind of God, and you can't. You can't. None of us can. So what you're saying right now is just, again, well, I think it's wrong. Okay, cool. This goes back to the preference-based morality. It's all what you think is right or wrong. And then again, as somebody who, let's say, I'm not a Catholic or Christian, or I believe in God, and I go, well, I disagree with you. Again, you cannot possibly intellectually come back at me with anything other than, well, yeah, I guess my preference is I don't want you to do that. Because I could just go, well, my preference is I want to do that. And you have no moral divinity or authority, I should say, no moral authority to come at me otherwise. It does not matter what you say. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying.
No, I definitely understand. I understood that point across the board when you made it. But like I said, putting something in harm's way in such a torturous and inhumane way is completely wicked.
It's inhumane to you. You're just a guy who doesn't even believe in the guy we're talking about, really. So again, this is preference-based. This is Blamic's preference, which in the grand scheme of our religion, I don't really care about. And again, not being a dick, it's just how it is, right? So everything comes back to, well, I think that's fucked up. Okay. And I don't. Now what?
And now what? It means that there's going to be a dispute, and the dispute should go about in a way of a peaceful conversation to come to a middle ground.
Right, but there is no dispute. Why? There's no dispute when you can't tell me why.
To make peace?
But no, why would we want to make peace?
Because why not? You want to live in a world of absolute tyranny, which we are in now. You want to live in this world still? Because you clearly you don't. Because
I do.
You still want to live in this world?
Of course I do.
You're banking on a new world to come.
Yeah, right. I live in this world, and then with what I do in this world, I seek eternal grace. Part of this is my free will and experience and family and unity and bonding with other Christians and Catholics. Mm-hmm. That's part of what we're doing. Then when that time comes, whenever that time may be, I am then endured by God for eternity. That's the goal. So of course I want to live in this world.
That's a harmful mindset to have.
Why?
I got you. I'm about to say why.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I got you. I understand. We're in a pretty good conversation. Why is because the reason why that is a harmful Jesus Christ, harmful
Ideologically,
thing.
got it.
Yeah, that's my bad. It's harmful to think that because we see countless thousands of humans in general. I'm not even going to specify children because we know that it is humans in general. It is morally wrong. No matter if you think it's Christianity that brought it in morality, it is morally wrong to have genocides like this and for cult worship like the one in specifically the U.S. government to happen. It is so evil.
Why is that?
Now,
why are they evil though?
But
And
why?
is
Again, this
genocide
all
wrong?
comes back to your preference. We could
Like-
tell you why. You
like I
can't tell
said,
us
hold on.
why.
I didn't finish. That's my bad. I should have kept going with that. I shouldn't have paused. Like I said no matter if you think it's Christians that brought in God that brought in morality or whatever, we know that it is a wicked thing of what's going on now.
No,
Yet
but we don't.
hold on.
Let him finish.
Okay.
And I've sat here and was waiting for the second coming of Jesus. I wanted it to be taken away, swooped away. So I wasn't going to do jack crap to fight and rebel against my government and to fix the world and to make a change, to make peace, to bring prosperity to fellow humans, to help save this world, to put that in motion. Once you have a thought process of something's just going to come and save me, you're not going to do anything for your situation because you're waiting on the outside.
Okay, but now you're not Christian. What are you doing now to solve the world?
Right now, I am an 18-year-old kid. Right, I'm a kid. I am a kid trying to restore faith into a person's self instead of outside of oneself, so that we can get the ball rolling on being able to step away from a personalized world that we've created, so that we can look outside and look at what's happening and to help fight against it, man. I can't sit here and keep getting fatter and fatter because my government is putting chemicals and additives in my food that a human body cannot process.
Okay, but we're both American too.
Real quick,
we're not.
I own a personal training company. Being fat is a choice. I'm not even trying to be a dick, but I work out every day. I have a torn bicep. I'm still working out every day.
Food to cope. I had a lot
okay,
of
well that's a personal choice.
But wait a minute, you're using food to cope.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be better to use Christianity to cope? And then you
I did.
use food?
Okay,
but you just like I'm not trying to insult you at all here. I'm just saying what you just said was that you're getting fatter and fatter now, and your worldview is against Christianity. So what
does being fat and against Christianity have anything to do with anything?
Well, you're saying that you're talking about you getting fatter and fatter. That's what you said, right? Did I mishear you?
No, I did say that. Yeah.
Right. You're doing that while you're not in a Christian worldview. Like that is a result of your worldview. Like it's your choices with your physical activity and what you're eating. Yes, the government makes it easier to eat crappy food. Sure. But they're not force feeding it to you. So those are the choices that are a result of your worldview that is anti-Christian.
And like I brought up earlier, this is
a Christian world, and we're poisoning the youth and eating.
Well, hold on, just like I brought up earlier, by a lot of research metrics, Christians or religious people are in better shape than non-religious people. That's just a true statement. That's a fact. That's not even me making that up or conjecture. Okay. Again, Catholic. I own a personal training company. I'll be 40 this year. I have 10.5% body fat and like 102% muscle mass. So you can't eat right. You can't work out. And you're 18. You should be fucking crushing it. Right. But you're choosing. You said you cope that way. I get it. Food's a fucking addiction. It sucks. I get it. I have family members like that. I'm with you. Right. But like Christianity isn't doing that to you. A corrupt government is, which again is nothing to do with Christianity at all.
I know. My argument is that the thought process of a savior coming down to save us from the tyranny will make us sit in an idle position and wait for it rather than doing something about your current position, which our current position is not great.
But that's not what it does for most Christians compared to other religions, because we're Christians and that's not what we're doing. and we're both healthy and working out. And like when you're 18,
Are you protesting and getting out there on the street?
protesting does
and-
nothing. I don't care about it.
Yeah, protesting is fake.
I
It's fake and gay, honestly.
volunteer.
Literally how? Absolutely
Because
how?
I'll give you an example. If we're not even Trump guys on this show, but if I see no Kings protest, I'm
Just
not
let
even
him
gonna be
explain
like,
why protesting does something rather than you explaining why it doesn't. It just on its face doesn't do anything.
okay, yeah, I mean that's fair. I have no problem answering, but if you
I
wanna answer that
volunteer with
first.
disaster relief. I do that instead of protesting because that actually has a practical effect on people's lives.
I
do that
also
with people.
help out with like in my church, like local like for young men and stuff like that to like get better, like
I
physically,
donate to the
mentally.
Sierra
Alright.
Club.
And we're looking at a very small section of the world. We're like your personalized group of people that y'all personally work with.
No,
Now,
no. I've done disaster relief in like 7 states.
well, I guess for you it's different.
Well, I'm more local, obviously. I'm not going
yeah,
across the
'cause
country,
you're-
to do this, but still.
So everything is very personalized. For him, it's a little bit different because it's money being donated and spread throughout. For you, it's more personal and getting active. Now
No, I'm talking about I've flown to Florida and spent 5 days ripping out people's ruined drywall when they got flooded.
and that's great. That's always great to help out. Now, but that's what that's not doing is it's not ending evil demonic cult worship. It's not ending
You're right.
Yeah, I
What is
mean, if
ending
you,
that?
right.
What is going to end
Well,
that?
what are you
what
doing
is
to
going to
end
end that?
Do that?
I got you. What is going to end that is bringing people to a unanimous, united front and going out and absolutely obliterating. Nepal actually recently did this. They banned social media, so they absolutely obliterated their Capitol buildings and tore them out of their offices and murdered them.
Okay, then why
That's
aren't
what
you
needs to
doing
happen
that?
now.
Right, so you could go right to the federal
You can
building
do
when you're
that
local
right
state
now.
and do it right now.
I want to get shot dead. I'm a one person.
Exactly. That's kind of
Exactly.
our
So
point.
that's
That's
what
kind of our
you
exact
can
point.
do right now.
Millions of people versus about 3,000 billionaires.
Well, no, it's not because they're not doing it. Like if it
Right.
were, then they'd be doing it. What I can do is I can help a few people because that's what I can do. Like I'm asking what you can do right now. Like what are you doing to solve? What are you actively doing to solve the world? Not an intangible, like talking about.
Okay, I
and
got you. What I'm actively doing right now, I did answer this before, but I'll say it again. It's okay. What I am actively doing right now is trying to install faith and your willpower back into humanity by proving the injustice of a false religion.
That's what
and
you're trying to do. I'm asking what you're doing. Like
that
when I
trying and doing is relatively the same thing.
it's
No, it's
listen,
actually
man,
not. Yoda even says
I've
it
gotten
himself.
in.
There's no
I
try,
knew you
there's
were
only
gonna
do.
that played through. I'm a big Star Wars fan. That
Okay,
played in my head
hold
when
up.
I said that.
In
Uh,
I've been in people's basements with a mask on in 95-degree
Mhm.
weather, ripping out ruined drywall with a
and I'm not
crowbar.
discrediting you. You did help. Yeah.
Okay, but
you helped a person's family. Yes.
that is not the same thing as trying to do something intangible. Like you can.
What
do
do you
this
think I'm doing
too.
here today? I'm actively not doing because it's clearly y'all aren't going to fall from faith.
This doesn't.
but
this
I
doesn't
am
help
actively
anybody, though.
trying
this
to
is
help
like-
people.
but this isn't. That's like a Christian worldview is what created charities. That's why we have so many of them. Like that actually help. Like there are people in this world. There's many of them that are in terrible situations. And maybe you
Correct.
can't solve the overall problem. I mean, if you could, I hope you would. I can't, but I can help a few people. And that's way better than trying for some pipe dream.
That's
of
nihilism, man. That sucks. That's a crazy. That is
the
a
opposite of nihilism.
It's the
destroying. That is a
opposite. It's
destroying
practicality.
mentality.
No, nihilism means we don't believe in anything and there's no end. And
Dude, what do you
we're
mean
doing this for
destroying
nothing.
mentally? Like you said at 18 you were a kid. When I was 18, I was a Marine. And that came out of the Christian worldview. Like you're not a kid at 18, you're an adult.
Yeah, I was a cop at 21.
I can't drink yet. I'm not a.
Yeah, but
I couldn't
legally
drink
you're an
at
adult,
18.
brother. I mean,
Not,
I
well,
couldn't
guess
drink
I am
18.
legally, but
I carried a gun for the U.S. military. I fire machine guns. I was deployed. I was in a war before I was 21.
compared to a 50-year-old, I am a kid.
No,
that's
you're
what
not.
I-
a
that's
kid.
what I'm-
You're
that's what
not
I
an
mean.
adult.
But that-
kid is not a relative term. It is
Right.
you are an adult.
yes, sorry, you are.
You're not
Like, there's really no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Yeah.
Legally,
it-
yes, I am an adult by law.
By any definition, you're an
By-
adult.
Yes,
But right.
Any definition. There's no definition where
by
you're not
law, yes. But an 80-year-old
by
kid, an 80-year-old man is gonna call me kid in
Sure,
a
but I get
conversation.
called kid by 80-year-old men too.
I call Adam kid, and he's 10 years older than me.
Well, Sam's also a lesbian.
And you and both of y'all would probably call me kid in a conversation because of how young I am compared to you.
But calling someone kid in a slang way is
I am
not
the
right.
young. I am the youngest adult possible.
Okay, but you
Sure.
are not a kid. Like somebody might call you a kid. I might get called a kid, but we're not kids.
We're not. It's just it is what it is. Sorry. I mean, like he's right. It's just you are an adult. I mean, so and to go back to your point, it's like Sam and I both do things in different ways to help our local communities, or in Sam's case, broader communities.
And local.
You're not storming in Capitol buildings. We're not storming in Capitol buildings. That ain't gonna happen.
It needs to
It's just
happen.
not. It's just. But it's not gonna happen.
It's
because
not
you're gonna
has
get
happened.
shot and killed. And then I have a family, right? And I'm not gonna fucking be the first one going down, and then leave my family with nothing.
Not if it's
Right?
unanimous.
So,
but it's not. unanimous.
But it's not.
So you like
Most
There's
people, including
375
you, do
million
not like the
people.
government. People
I
are
don't.
just
Yeah, but I don't want to murder people because it's wrong. It's wrong to cause harm. You're the one who said that, and I agree with you.
Mhm.
But that's causing harm. Do you
Mhm.
think that like in
I'm
a violent
causing
revolution,
I'm
that
causing
it's
harm to
only
someone
bad
that has
people?
caused. I'm causing harm to someone that has eaten children.
You're talking about finding
Okay.
the certain politician. Hold on a second. You're talking about finding a certain politician, which I'm not even going to disagree with you with the eating kids thing because I kind of believe him too. But I'm saying you got to prove that, find that person, get to that person, and then follow through with this act. But that's not going to happen because they have like security, cops, military. So you, like I was a cop and I was a pretty fucking good cop. I police with Christian morals. Okay. So if I'm defending somebody from taking their life and you go through me to kill me, is that morally just?
That would be asking if a war is morally just.
Well,
Which
no,
you're
no,
right, it's
so-
not in this specific circumstance. Like I said, a lot of things are very specific and personalized, and this personalized situation that you just talked about, and since I know you, since it's personalized even more now, of course it would be wrong for someone to absolutely murk your shit. Of course that would be wrong.
But is it wrong just because you know him?
No, it's because it's wrong because it's an innocent overall. I have no idea if you're all innocent, but so far, y'all are innocent life forms that need to be protected and seen through it for the eyes of a lovable person. Everything.
But with these billionaires, they have security teams. There's
Mhm.
civilians around. You know, people get
Mhm.
killed in crossfire all the time, and gang violence and wars everywhere. Like
You're also assuming,
and
then
I
that their
bet those
security
people
team-
will lay their life down for these pedophiles. So yes,
But,
it is.
but
it
you're
is
assuming,
okay.
but you're assuming that
They're
they
willing to do that. It's free
believe
will.
that.
you're assuming that they believe that they know that
Right.
like
You're
that
all-
you'll
right.
kill all the right people.
Right.
Like,
It's you
Secret
just be a
Service
guy
literally
who
throws their bodies in front of bullets. They lay their life down. They are specifically tied to who's paying them like that. Yes, that's what Secret
Yeah,
Service
but
is.
if they don't believe that, how are you justifying killing that person?
and I'm with you on the conspiracies, but we don't have any
Right.
specific names, right? Like
Right.
we don't know for sure.
We have a good list of names.
There's
All
no
of them for the
video
good-
out there that we
There's
know
no
of.
hard evidence.
There's
nothing
no
that would
hard
hold up in a
evidence. It's just
courtroom.
all conjecture and hearsay, which again, not even
and I think it
disagreeing with you.
happened.
Right.
I agree with you, but it's like, but there's no target. There's no specific target. And there's a couple that are pretty good, to be honest. But
Epstein,
but the
sure,
majority
but
of them-
like
but you said 500 billionaires. That's not true. It's not five. It's
I
not.
didn't say
like-
500. I didn't say 500. I said
Oh,
like
maybe not.
3,000.
Maybe
I
not.
said like I said 3,000. I don't even think
but
that's
then
right.
you're also
Okay, but-
saying every billionaire and billionaire is a pedophile. That's
I didn't
crazy.
say that.
Well, but who are the?
You're
3,000?
implying it. Fair. You didn't say it, but you are implying. You kind of are implying that. Oh, if you're a billionaire, you must be doing that shit. It's like I don't
A lot
know,
of
dude.
a lot of people with wealth will go and fall down the path because there's a meme there's a meme out there. It's like there's something to do late game. That's what I'm saying. It when you have a lot of money like that, and you'll see already made a secluded group of people with like wise money, and so you're going to involve yourself within the group and then eventually corrupt your mind through that, and then now you probably are now a part of some weird cult that we don't I can't even fathom
that
it.
definitely happens, brother. I'm not saying it doesn't. Sam's not saying it doesn't either. Look at Hollywood. It's fucking weird, dude. I agree with you.
Holly weird, man. Yep.
Yeah, no, I agree. But that's
wasn't Christians.
Correct. That wasn't Christians.
There's a lot of Christians in Hollywood.
Now you know who subverted Hollywood. This is a whole
Maybe not
different-
created Hollywood, but
This
there's
is a whole
Christians in
different
Hollywood.
conversation.
There's
This is a whole different.
Christians in Hollywood.
Yeah, this is a whole different conversation. But we're all saying we're all doing what we could do to help change minds. You're doing what you think you could do to change minds. We're doing what we think we could do to change minds. So we're all doing the thing we think we should be doing. But none of us are storming the White House to go fucking take out the evil pedophile. It's just not happening. Because you're gonna get whacked, and again, you're 18. You don't have kids, and I'm assuming you don't have kids and a wife.
No.
Well, I have a wife, I have a dog, I have shit I gotta take care of. I'm not gonna leave my wife dead because I might get some evil pedophile, maybe.
I would 100% put my life in harm's way to not kill one person. Hell, that's illogical. My thought process here is of course I will lay my life down along with a whole legion of like-minded people behind me to fix and cure the world of its evil.
Okay, but you're not like.
This is a LARP.
If you are, don't tell us. But like, are you in Slack chat? Like, there are people who do this. I think the groups are full of feds, but like, there's left
it's a lot of fed slop
that want to do this. So like, it's great in theory, but like, you can try to do this. I don't recommend it, but you can.
I actually very much would recommend it. Like I said, Nepal did it. They banned social media and they went ape shit.
You could argue
we have people absolutely poisoning our food system. We
agree.
They
There's no
are
disagreement.
Look, we agree with
okay.
you.
So we agree. They are doing these evil things. Yet we're doing fucking nothing. We're doing absolutely nothing.
Well,
we're waiting for a savior. We're waiting for a
reasons why-
savior to come out of the sky, man.
Well, maybe you are.
You
right.
are. You're waiting for a whole new world.
I'm not waiting.
What? How else? do you
Jesus
pass
said
time,
that he
bro?
was going to come back when the bridge was finished, man. We're here working.
Right.
We're here doing God's work
We're
every
trying
day,
to-
waking up and doing God's work.
Correct.
Every
Doing
single
God's
day.
work
Correct.
means
Preparing. We're not waiting. We are
doing God's work
preparing.
definitely would mean revolting against tyranny, a tyrant.
That is your interpretation of it.
No, Moses did it. Let my people go, please. Yep.
Okay. That was his situation. We're in a different situation.
Right. Also,
Same
like
situation
Eddie
almost.
said in the chat, which I was going to
It's
say
not.
earlier, we're not Nepal.
Yeah, we're not Nepal. And what happened in Nepal?
We're the same race of
happened-
people.
Well,
You know what I
okay.
meant. Nepal
happened
have a police
organically.
force like us, a military like us, a protected. It's incomparable. It's literally apples and oranges.
How do you feel about this?
Sam and I could probably go overthrow Nepal right now.
Oh, the January 6th event that happened. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
The
Like, isn't that
reason,
a positive thing to you then?
absolutely not. The reason why. Let me explain.
Interesting. Let's hear it.
But
Oh,
they were
the
trying
reason-
to topple the
No.
pedophiles. That's what they were doing.
Kind of. Well, let me explain.
Definitely what some of them were explicitly saying they were there to do, and they actually did it.
And that's great. But here's the thing.
Well, it's just true.
There's a lot of people there. Not a lot. Let me not even say it. The person that incited the riot in general was a wicked pedophile.
Well, it was a Fed. Was he?
It
A
was a
pedophile?
Fed. The guy
It
Ray
was Trump.
Carrington,
Trump
Cruz,
incited
whatever
the riot of January 6th.
No, Trump did not incite the
No,
riot of
I-
January
again,
it
6th.
was on
I-
live television.
Yeah,
That's-
he
no,
did it though.
He didn't do that.
He
Show
didn't.
me a quote
And we're
from Trump
again,
where he did
It was
that.
live television.
But
he
we're
said,
not
"Go-
even Trump
go
guys,
tell
so
us
this
to
isn't
go
gonna
to
work.
the-"
No, dude. Listen, if you're telling us that Trump incited it, what did Trump say to incite that riot?
He wanted to be back in office. That's why he did
No.
that.
No,
What did he
no,
say
answer the
to
question.
incite a riot? This is a very specific charge. What did Trump do to incite a riot? You're saying what he thought inside his head. You don't know that. So tell us what he said that makes you believe that he incited the riot.
I would genuinely have to look. I haven't refreshed
didn't.
He didn't. But you're making that claim, and then you go, I don't remember. Right.
This
That's
didn't
kind of our
happen.
point. And again, fuck him. Don't care about him. It's not the point. But he didn't. Saying go down to the Capitol, who gives a shit? AOC says go down to your fucking federal shit all courthouses all the time and protest ICE. Is she inciting riots? Are they all inciting riots when they say go protest ICE? Which is a legitimate
Protesting
government
ISIS
operation?
yes, you should definitely protest.
On January
They-
6th, 2021, Donald Trump released a video message telling his supporters at the U.S. Capitol to disperse. He stated, "I know your pain. I know you're hurt, but you have to go home now. We love you. You're very special." That is what Trump said on January 6th. He did the opposite.
On live television.
On live television, the opposite of inciting a riot. He told people explicitly to go home.
As opposed to, again, Democratic leaders who are telling you to go fight people because they believe something. That's actually inciting riots. That's actually inciting harm and violence.
Okay. Now,
I have to
like
go.
you said, with like, oh, you have to leave. Oh, genuinely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad, brother.
What's that?
We usually only do an hour.
Yeah, we usually do an hour. We're
Oh,
way
really?
past
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah. Usually, I
okay.
gotta tell my wife's gonna
Okay.
fucking kill me. She has work tomorrow for the first time in 3 months.
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
teacher
Yeah,
schedule.
I understand that. I definitely do.
But listen, we appreciate you coming on.
I was about to say I was about to go on the same spiel. Yep.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I genuinely listen. You're young. I think you got a lot of learning to do. Like, you have life you gotta hit, like we have. It's just something comes with it, and I'm very serious about this. If you want me to help you out with like a workout or a meal plan or something, hit me up on social media. I will.
I
give you one for
genuinely
free.
would be probably up for that because I do need to
'Cause
get in shape. If I want
I-
to take down the government, I do need to get in shape.
I
let's be real.
genuinely think once you start working out and eating healthy, your brain will change for the good. I'm telling you. And I will do
I
that.
feel
for
like my
free.
brain's relatively
Just let him experience
righteous.
it.
Try it. Hit me up. I will give you a meal plan. I will give you a workout that I charge people thousands of dollars for. I will do it for free.
And I can send you a scientific paper. That's amazing, Adam. Amazing offer, by the way.
I
Very,
know,
very
right? I was about to say, I love for you, man.
It is
Let's
scientific.
say good Christians out here, like I said.
Yeah. And it also is scientifically proven what Adam just said. They're well, scientifically proven, whatever. There's papers on this that increased physical exercise is associated with an increase of conservative thought in people that are not
NPR released this. Very
Yeah.
left-leaning
Well,
publication.
NPR was reporting on the scientific article.
Right, you're right,
I
you're
don't
right,
know what
yeah.
journal it was in, but yeah.
I will do this for free. And this is a business I run. I literally get thousands of dollars for people to the same thing I'm offering you, and they're paying me a shit ton. I will do it for free because I want you to do better.
I do genuinely appreciate that.
But if you don't take me up on it, you got to reach
I
out to
genuinely
me.
might. You know, you might have just gave me something. I might. Yeah,
Just reach out. You got my info. Reach out.
I do. Yeah.
And if anybody wants to follow you, let them know where you're at.
Huh? Sorry. What?
If anybody wants to like follow you on social media, let them know where what you're doing.
Oh, it's just YouTube, Blamick, and then TikTok. Put YT in front of it, lowercase, all caps, Blamick. But I don't. It's okay. I'm not here for clout. You don't have to follow me.
We let everybody do it. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
It's a formality, almost. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
I just like to specify because there's a lot of people like, oh, you're getting your 3 seconds of fame, blah blah blah. That's the only reason why I specify. Yeah.
Bro, let me just go through my spiel real quick. Shout out our Patreon Doomsdayers. You guys are the fucking best. Keep supporting us. We super appreciate it. Patreon.com/5 till midnight. And if you don't want to go on Patreon, YouTube membership, same fucking thing, same price, $5 gets you everything. Weekly episodes, extra deep dives, video gaming with each other. I believe Sam is doing the Roanoke disappearance this week, right, Sam?
Yeah. We're going to talk about how they never disappeared.
Yeah, we're going to talk about how that's kind of a myth. But Sam will do his anthropology on Roanoke. It should be interesting. And of course, shout out our boys at Antelope Hill Publishing. Code 5TM for 5% off of your entire order. Go get their books. They're fucking great. They support us. Please go support them. Sorry, go ahead. You could. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna help wrap things up, and I just wanted to say my thanks and all of that. With I very much do appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to you. I love a good conversation, no matter how things go. I'm gonna rip the bong with you. Hold on, give me a minute.
Sam is a piece of shit, so you can go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna run. It's dirty, but it's Grateful Dead. You know, pretty chill.
Very nice.
Grateful Dead fucking stinks. Sorry, dying on the hill.
Let me rip this with you while I talk and say, I'm a loving person, so I love all of y'all as equally as the next person, and I am very appreciative in everything to, everything that the opportunities and everything. and it's just great, man. I also like what you do with workout stuff. I'm gonna take you up on the offer. I genuinely will.
Do it.
And I appreciate that, and I am very loving towards that. Let me hit this, and I will get out of y'all's hair.
All right, you guys should do ceremonial bonds together, like the good fucking cattle you guys are. Oh, get out of here. All right.
All right, man. I love y'all.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on Wednesday night.
Have a great y'all's day, y'all.